Nerd Report, this is Lewis here, and here's my reaction, my review to Rambo Last Blood, the latest and possibly the last installment in the Rambo saga is finally here, and this is what I thought about it. Like, look, let me give you a little bit of a background. Rambo means a lot to me. It's kind of like, not as big as Rocky, not as meaningful as Rocky, although the First Blood movie was pretty damn epic, man, as far as like storyline and the deep meaning to it. It just, I took that one to heart. But the second one, Rambo First Blood Part 2, very good film, but more action-y, more on the action stuff, and it had that awesome speech at the end. Then came 3, which was in Afghanistan. It was just all right to see things blowing up. Rambo, Sylvester Stallone took a break, and he gave us John Rambo, which they call Rambo, but it's really called John Rambo, and that movie was awesome. And that movie ended up with Rambo heading to, I believe, his father's ranch, and that's where this movie starts off, Last Blood. At least I think so. And I'm going to give you my thoughts initially on this film is that, unfortunately, I don't feel like it deserves the Rambo name. It's a good movie, but it's not Rambo. Rambo deserves better. I think it's an iconic character. It deserved a better storyline. It has a generic drug cartel from Mexico storyline, which I could like switch any channel on my television and see that. So I think Rambo needs more than that. If you walk into the movie and it wasn't called Rambo, I think it would be a better film. I think the ranking would be better. I think people would appreciate it more. But now you got the expectations of the legacy. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about the character Rambo in here, which is the main character. He's isolated, I think, but he also has this like adopted family, kind of. He lives. There's this lady living in the ranch that's kind of like his maid, and she doesn't really live there. I think I don't know what she's like. I don't know exactly what she does. I don't feel that was established well, but he's kind of taken in a young girl in her she's like 17. He's her mentor, and eventually she's looking for or find out what her real dad is like. She goes to Mexico to see him, and he wants nothing of her. He like pretty much dumped the family when she was born, and then she gets sold into Mexican cartel slave trade type of thing, and that's pretty brutal and very difficult to watch. But if you're used to Rambo movies are brutal, and that is not a knock on the movie. As far, for me, I'm cool with the violence and stuff like that. I don't get wigged out with that. That kept in the tradition of Rambo, the violence and action and the shooting and stuff. But anyways, he goes after to save her in Mexico, and then, I'm not going to spoil it, but bad stuff happens, and then he gets revenge, as you've seen in the trailer, and stuff like that, and then Rambo becomes Rambo, right? One man versus an army of 30 people, kind of, right? But in the film, like, what was missing from it is the military presence. Rambo is an ex-army guy, or Marine, I'm not entirely sure. He's an ex-Vietnam vet. He's famous. At one point, he took an entire town hostage, kind of, right? People know who Rambo is. I would have loved to have seen the military or someone from the old school, a young guy come in to the farm and to ask Rambo, hey, I just wanted to say thank you for saving my father in Vietnam. He passed away a few days ago, or something like that. Something to connect the old Rambo, the military army guy or whatever, a Rambo, Green Beret, to this film. That's what it needed, a little bit of that bridge. Also, I felt like Rambo talked too much. Rambo does not talk. He grunts and then gives you a couple awesome speeches. I got people watching this review and actually giving me a thumbs up. They're agreeing that that's what Rambo is, right? God bless Sylvester Stallone, and thank God we're alive in the era where we could see this master actor, underestimated actor perform. If you don't think he's underrated, look at his credits, man. The guy's awesome. He comes in, he does some great action in this film. He gives it all he's got. He looks ripped. He's about 72 years old, and he's good. It's just the script was kind of very generic, and that's where I'm disappointed in it. It's very generic. I would have loved to see Rambo mix it up with some more military, U.S. military. Someone asked, maybe he's training a new generation of guys. I don't know. There's just something about this film that did not feel like Rambo, and definitely it was extremely generic. Okay, that being said, don't miss the movie. Why? This says Rambo on there. You want to just complete the thing, man. Okay, so I'm going to give it 2 grades. Let's see if you guys understand this, all right? Number 1 grade. If this was a standalone film called, you took my, I don't know, my daughter, and whatever, the cartel took my daughter or whatever, something like that. It's a good name, guys. Hollywood, don't copy me. But anyways, if it was a generic film that was not called Rambo, I would give it, as far as action and stuff, I would give it maybe a 7, high, pushing it, just because there's a lot of blood, there's a lot of action, and I like that kind of stuff. But if you're calling your movie Rambo, you gotta give it, the tops is a 5. Yeah, I think it should have ended with the last one. John Rambo was an extremely good movie. I don't know if Stallone's gonna go back to make something else. I know he's the type of dude. He seems like if you don't like this movie, he doesn't want to go out like that. He'll probably write a new one and act in a new one. What's up, Chris? We got some people flicking me off in the background. But anyways, that's Chris from Nuke the Fridge Gaming. Give him a like on his YouTube channel. But I'm gonna tell you, Rambo is a 7. If it wasn't Rambo, a 5. Because it is Rambo. Don't probably check it out no matter what. All right? See you later. Nerd out.